Haley. We've got some developments. I'll wait for people. Yeah, it's cold. Shelly, what's up? I was hoping I'd see you. My day was long. I didn't feel the greatest all day. Fair enough, Tazealer. Yeah, make sure you hit that like for me on the way in. Shelly, I was hoping you'd pop in. I haven't seen you in the last couple update videos, and I know you seem to really enjoy them, so I was hoping I'd see you. Because boy, do we have some updates. I think it's just because it's cold, and it's been really cold, and my fiber's been fucking with me really bad. So, it makes me feel like ass. It's supposed to warm back up in the next couple of days, though. It was a little bit warmer today, toward the end of the day, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've been down for a few days getting back to it. Well, Shelly, if you're willing to stick around, I'm willing to do a recap. Because in the last 2 days, there's been quite a few major developments on the shutdown. So if you're willing to stick around, I'm willing to do some recaps. So what was the last live that you joined in, Shelly? What was your last update that you saw? Refresh my memory, because there's been a lot. More and more by the day. You let me know the last one that you heard. That's fine, Tazealer, but some people actually care. I think it was the replay. I think it was the replay of the Dims switching over. Okay, so going back to like Sunday night, right? Sunday was the biggest step forward that we've had in the whole shutdown. There was 7 Democrats and 1 independent that caucuses with the Democrats. What up, Jay? That swapped sides. They ended up getting their 60 votes in Senate, finally. But then they had to go through, it was yesterday, they had to go through a series of votes because it was not the original bill, the original CR, that gave them clearance until the 21st of November. It was a different one. It was one that the Republicans, they had bundled in like 3 different funding bills into this bill. Which, by the way, in case you were wondering, the tax credits on the healthcare, the Obamacare shit, wasn't even a part of it. Which is what this whole fucking shutdown was about for the Democrats. So going back, they got their votes. Going back to last night, they had a series of like 8 or 9 votes. Well, going back to Sunday, they had to have 60 votes, and it went on for 3 hours. Like, the whole voting process. They started at 7 o'clock my time. Seriously? Again with this? Cover your asshole. They started at like 7 o'clock my time. The last vote didn't get in until like 10 o'clock. I try to keep up with the news. I ain't got the time. Well, that's why I explain it. We saw the Northern Lights. I have diarrhea. That's funny. CBT, how's it going? Um, yeah, I know, them eggs are fucking lethal. But, so it took them 3 hours Sunday night to vote. And it got down to 59 to 40. So that last vote could have went either way. Either side, it would have been done. So the last one to vote was a senator from Texas, and he was a Republican. So everybody just figured he was going to be a yes vote anyways, because the Republicans had been voting yes the whole time. But he was flight delayed and couldn't get to the Capitol on time. So they had to wait over an hour for him. BL, stop honking that horn. Hi, Mason. Okay, okay. You're gonna be a weird one. Anyways. So, after he finally got there and voted yes, the whole Senate cheered. Like, the whole Senate cheered. But that wasn't the end of it. That was just one major step closer. Shelly, go ahead and throw in a comment every once in a while so I know you're still here. Well, no, you can't say that about Mama C. What? What was said about Mama C? I'm trying to fucking... Oh. Ooh, you think that's the first insult I've gotten on my face? Ooh, that hurt. Hi, Brooke. Okay, still here. Cool. Okay, so... The last senator from Texas was flight delayed. He voted yes, everyone cheered. Like, it was over, but it wasn't over. So then they went back into session last night, and that's when they had to vote on the 8 or 9, because they had to vote on each one of the funding bills. One was to make sure SNAP, WIC, and other programs like that were fully funded for a year, even if a shutdown happened again. The second one was to make sure federal workers were paid, veterans, law enforcement, air traffic control, all of that, for a year. That passed. Seriously! I'm going to plug your ass. My God, trying to do a live over here, and your ass keeps talking shit.
I can't help it.
Yes, you can.
I didn't mean to bring the frog in.
Well, take that motherfucker back outside. Hey, honey. My name has nothing to do with the sport. Anyways. Yeah, right. Hi, Annabelle. The second one was to make sure federal workers, veterans, all that got funded for a full year. The third one was a legislative thing. So they had to vote 8 or 9 times. All of them passed with a 60 to 40, like as close as you could fucking get. And then the second to last one was a culture. What was it? It was a motion. Hold on. I wrote this shit down, y'all. Don't worry. If I can find my paper. Motion to invoke culture on H.R. 5371, which is the funding bill. And that's just basically like the night before where they had to get 60. Came down to a fucking 60 to 40 vote. 60 passes it, 41 fails it. So they did that, and that moved it to the final vote in the Senate, which that one they didn't need to get any specific votes on. That one was just majority. Obviously, Republicans had it, but it came out to the same thing, 60-40. So it passed through the Senate last night. It's still got to go through the House, which they're expected to vote tomorrow, and it's expected to pass because Republicans have the House. It's got to go back to the House because it wasn't the same CR that the House had passed back in September before they went on hiatus. And it was a different one, so they have to re-vote on it. But from what I'm hearing, they're going back in session tomorrow. I've seriously been listening to a Senate committee meeting, or not Senate, House committee meeting for like the last 4 hours from Democrats and Republicans. And it was funny because the chairwoman of the committee called out the Democrats and was like, you guys were the ones who voted on setting the subsidy expiration for the Obamacare. You guys did that. Republicans had nothing to do with that. As a matter of fact, Republicans voted against it 70 times. Yes, I said 70. So she called the Democrats out and was like, y'all did that. And so now that it's in the House, if there's any amendments that get voted in, it goes back to fucking Congress. I don't see that happening. From what I heard from literally pretty much everybody that spoke, except for a few Democrats, they're not voting on anything, like amendment-wise, because it would just prolong the shutdown. If they go to vote tomorrow and it passes, it could reach the president within a couple hours. Once he signs it, government shutdown's over, officially over. And shit will start moving to open it back up. Yeah, tell me about it, honey. It's annoying because it's affecting a lot of fucking people. My family included. Shutdown is going to end soon, then billionaires are getting bored. Yeah, it's gonna end. Yeah, it's gonna end either tomorrow night or Thursday morning. Because once it passes through the House, it's gonna be on Trump's desk within a matter of hours, and he's already endorsed it. He's already said if once it hits my desk, I will sign it. So yeah, if it was to keep going, a lot of people that aren't affected up to this point will be affected. Would people who receive half payments get the rest? Yes. As a matter of fact, that was another thing. The fact that Trump and the administration took, because you know how the 2 federal judges ordered Trump to release full SNAP benefits. The first time it was at least partial. He made a true social post saying, nah, I'm not going to do that till shutdown ends. So that same federal judge was like, okay, you're going to clearly defy a federal order. Now you get to pay it in full. Well, they appealed that. The appeals court denied the appeal. And then the administration took it to the Supreme Court, which the Supreme Court ended up pausing the federal judge's orders to fully fund SNAP. They went back to the Supreme Court today. It temporarily got paused again, but they're saying that's because we're so close to the shutdown ending, it's not going to matter. Had they not reached a deal in Senate, and had they not fucking passed it through, and it's going to the House, and it's fully expected to pass in the House. Had we not been this close to the shutdown ending, that Supreme Court ruling probably would have been different. And they probably would have said, yes, federal judge's ruling stands. You gotta pay it in full. Pay up. But because we're so close to the shutdown ending anyways, I think they just put a stay on it because it's not gonna fucking matter what they order, because as soon as the shutdown ends, everybody's gonna get paid anyway. People that never even have been to pantries are now going. I give out tons of food and families. I want people to eat. Yeah. And they're saying that within days of November 1st, when SNAP got cut off, food banks were already running out of food. Federal workers were standing in line at food banks because they weren't getting paid. So, supply and demand, if this was to keep going, food banks would be out of food and people would be extra shit out of luck because they'd have no SNAP and no resources to get any food because there would be no food. They'd be out of food. They wouldn't be able to keep up. Luckily, I have this on just for the record. Oh, I know, balls. Mama hasn't got anything here in California. They have. Sucks for many people. Yeah, that's because our governor, honey, is holding our fucking benefits because even though he was paid to do partial, he was ordered to do partial payments, our governor was like, we're just gonna wait until other states fully clarify what we're supposed to do. And then, once food stamps were given out, the administration ordered the Department of Agriculture to get the money back that they had given to people and put on their cards. He's like, yeah, you gotta get that money back. Which, not gonna fucking happen. But yes, he did demand, the administration did demand that the states, there was a handful of them, that did release at least partial SNAP benefits. He ordered those states to get that money back from those people. Yeah, right, Shelly? Fast food, throw food away every day. I know, that's what I'm saying. And they did this shit on the holiday, right? Good thing my wife is volunteering at the food bank for the next week. In the pest control industry, we take government contracts. The government never pays on time, and then after 3 to 5 months, they pay it all off at once, which honestly causes the company to pay more in taxes on it. Oh, I know. CB, even the schools throw tons of food out. See, that's a good thing about the company that I work for. We make sure, or the kitchen staff makes sure the residents are fed. And then if there's any left, then it goes to the staff if they want it. So, like, there's not a whole shit ton of food being wasted. I haven't gotten it. I think there's been 2 times on one of my weekends where I've actually gotten a lunch. Other than that, I don't eat lunch. I don't take a lunch. But my company does have that option where if at lunchtime all the residents are fed, they're all good, and there's any food left over, if the staff wants to come back to the kitchen to get some, they can. It's sad for the schools that do that because they make kids pay for food. Yep. Honey, I'm one of those students that throw it away. It's easy. I always think about the people that have nothing. I always do. And I tell my youngest son, don't take anything. You ain't gonna eat. Yep. Yep. My grandpa had a hand in raising all of us grandkids. When we sit down to eat, you eat everything on that fucking plate or you sit there. That's why I'm not that picky. Because even if you didn't like it, you'd eat it or you'd sit there. He would not let any of us waste food. None of us. I do the same thing with my youngest. If she doesn't eat what's on her plate, She'll sit there for a little bit. Then if she still doesn't eat, I put it in the fridge. And anytime that she says she's hungry after that, that's what she gets. Sorry. And she doesn't get any. She likes to get like a sucker or something for dessert before she gets to bed. If she eats all of her dinner, hell yes. Baby girl, have a sucker. Have some type of dessert before bed. But if you don't eat all of what's on that plate, that's what you're getting. Every time you say you're hungry until it's gone. We ain't wasting food in this house. And she knows this. But finally, after 42 days, because technically we're still in shutdown until Trump signs it, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we are very close. From what I was hearing all fucking day today, they expect government to be open by tomorrow evening. School funding is the highest part of my priority tax. Our student count has declined, but taxes have gone up. They made the mistake of denying several children lunch, and my county went crazy. This is off topic, but MC, I thought y'all didn't like snow. I'm not fucking sitting outside. It's too cold and my body hurts too bad. My county went crazy and voted to fund. I say that's good, Shelly. I hate the fact that they're trying to fucking take lunch away from kids. Because for some kids that have a shitty fucking home life, they only eat at school. Hey, Kansas City. Yeah, they only get to eat at school. So breakfast and lunch. For struggling families that can't afford, those kids don't eat. Is it okay to be a communist? That is so not what I'm talking about. Look up what communist beliefs are, and then come back. Fuck, just Google what is a communist. And school charged for it. I remember when kids could afford lunch, it was cheese and bread and not even grilled, yeah. Right, because there's still several still low income that doesn't qualify for benefits, and some days do not have extra $4 a day. Yeah. Yep. I think we're getting closer though, because last night I went to go check my food stamps. You call the number or whatever, and you can check your balance on there. Well, the past 40-some days, I've been getting the automated message due to the government shutdown. November benefits are not available. Last night I went to go check it, and it actually let me get past where you put the last four of your card in and your PIN, and it tells you your balance. I was like, oh, one step in the right fucking direction. Yeah, no, that's not exactly a hill that I would choose to die on, Kansas City. Something that Haley and I were talking about, kind of discussing or touching on the next podcast, even though the government shutdown will be over by then. I was talking to her last night. One thing that's been made obliviously clear to me through all of this, by watching every Senate session, every update that's gone on, and reading the chats. There's a shit ton of people that don't actually understand how the whole government process works. Legislative process. And I don't know if they're young, I don't know if they're old, and I know you young ones really could care less, but it's something you need to know. Because if you think this is the last government shutdown we're ever going to have and it's never going to affect you, you are mistaken or delusional. Because it will happen again. Especially with Trump in office for 3 more years. It's going to happen again. Yeah, like I just said, Tazilu said I could care less. You better start caring. You better start paying attention to what's going on in the world around you because you're 17. Next year, you're an adult. Or whenever your birthday is, on your 18th birthday, you're an adult. And adulting fucking sucks. And like I said, if you think this is the last shutdown that we're ever gonna fucking have, you're wrong. It's gonna happen again. I don't know who's gonna be the next president either, but I'm sure we're gonna have another shutdown within the next 3 years. At least one. And then look up how many shutdowns we've had since 2000, the year 2000, 2001. If you don't think it's not gonna happen again, I wish the younger generation would give a fuck. Because, life's only gonna get tougher. The more you know, the better position you put yourself in when shit like this happens in the future. And the more that you understand the gravity of what's going on around you. You can't live in La La Land forever and think that you're untouchable by anything, because that's not what life is. It's not. Yep, I agree, CVG. I hope so, Kansas City. Because on the track that the world is in, whether Trump is in office or not, y'all's generation is fucked. The basic cars. Yep. Take economics in high school. Take government in high school. Okay, you get an old car, cheap as fuck. What happens when that old car breaks down and you can't find a part? Or the part for it is beyond fucking expensive. What do you do for work? I work at a dementia and Alzheimer's unit. I planned my future when I was a freshman in high school, so I already have plans. That's funny. That's funny. A lot of these youngins being born and not raised these days, the lack of common sense. Yeah, common sense isn't fucking common anymore. Taziler, I know you're a teenager and it's kind of in your DNA to think that you know best, but try listening to people older than you on certain shit. teenagers do not know all, even though they think they do. I didn't say you didn't, Kansas City, just common sense isn't very fucking common anymore. You may know a lot about certain things, Tazeeler, but the fact that you said you could care less about the government, you know, the ones that run the shit, you don't know as much as you think you do. Knowing history and knowing certain things about history and the process of everything are two different things. When I was in school, history, government, and economics were 3 different classes. And they taught 3 completely different fucking things. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to what's going on in the present. Because what's going on in the present, especially with the government and shit, that's what's gonna affect your future. And if you think you have it all planned out and your life is gonna go exactly how you fucking planned it, you need a backup plan. Start thinking about that shit while you're young. Well, have a backup plan for your backup plan. See, this is what I'm talking about. You teenagers think you've got it all figured out, and you don't. Everything that I've said so far, Kansas City, you've reverted, you've had a rebuttal to it. Take in what I'm saying. Don't automatically feel like you have to make a comeback to it. Take in what the fuck I'm saying. I have a teenager too. She's 15 years old. Me fucking too, Haley. I do these lives and I've been doing these updates. Yeah, and they bore the fuck out of some of y'all. My husband included, because notice he's not in the chat.
I'm still here.
But it's stuff, I know that I have younger people that follow me. I know I have younger people that watch me, that tune into my lives. I want y'all to be knowledgeable about shit. Because if you have knowledge, you'll be prepared. You know, that phrase, knowledge is power? That fucking guy. Yeah, I know. Well, instead of getting bored with it, Tazeeler, actually pay attention to what I'm saying. Because with what's going on right now, it will affect a lot more than just the near future. And like I said, if you honestly think that this will be the last shutdown we ever have where we come this close to a fucking crisis, you're wrong. I've said it before a couple of times during this shutdown. This is the most I've ever paid attention to politics. Ever. Because I used to not give a fuck. We've been through shutdowns before. It didn't ever directly affect my family until now. Don't ever think that you're untouchable. Because when it comes to the government, they'll hit you every time. And you'll feel it. Maybe not right away, but you will. So instead of getting bored and zoning out, actually pay attention to what I'm saying. Even after the shutdown is done, politics is still important to keep up on. Yeah, because something that I learned tonight was while the fucking house was on a 50-some day vacation, there's still 170 bills sitting on the floor to go through the house. Because one of the Democrats pointed out, we could have been working, the House could have been working this whole time. There's 170 bills on the floor. 170. That have apparently already passed Congress because they're in the House now. I guarantee you, at least one out of those 170 is going to be something that affects you or somebody that you care about or love or know. If Trump could tax air for the billionaires, he would. My stepmom remembers the first shutdown. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're collateral. If this shutdown has taught you guys nothing, I hope that it taught you that even the politicians, especially the politicians, are willing to use your well-being as leverage in a political game. Because that's all of what the last 42 days have been. The Democrat leader has said it straight out of her mouth. This is the only time of leverage that we have. Yeah, families are going to suffer, but this is the only point of leverage that we have. Came straight out of the fucking Democrat's mouth. The government's always fucking stupid. Try and run as VP with someone and have them advocate and him take over again. The Dems are running with it, but I'm sure it's just a joke, just like a king thing. With Trump, I wouldn't be surprised, Shelly. Honestly, I wouldn't put anything past him at this point. It taught me something. We're all slaves to them. Exactly. They are willing to, because these funding bills that they passed, that they're trying to pass with the whole CR thing, that only funds SNAP and all the programs and pays the veterans and pays federal workers and air traffic control and what have you. That only guarantees them safety for a year. Trump has 3 more years of this shit. So if you honestly don't think that we'll be here again sometime within the next 3 years, we'll be here again in the next 3 years. At least once. Those programs and shit might be safe for a year, but there's still 2 more years after that. And Haley's still suggesting we throw tea into the harbor. Where's the harbor and what tea are we throwing? Yeah, slavery never ended. They just call it 9 to 5 now. And that's the most fucked up. Okay, so something else that I learned about these funding bills, right? This is something that I don't side with the Republicans on. They snuck in a passage in one of these bills saying that certain Republican senators get paid up to $500,000, while some of the senators didn't get paid a dime. Let that sink in. $500,000. Meanwhile, Congress and the House have been getting paid this whole fucking time by our tax dollars. So it was 40 days in when they finally passed that shit through the Senate. For 40 days, we paid these motherfuckers on Capitol Hill to either one, not show up, not even bother showing up, or two, doing nothing and getting nothing accomplished. Does he count to be thrown in? I mean, Shelley, we could probably twist that to make that work. We'll just throw your British X into the harbor. That's if Trump makes it a full 3 years. He's orange, black, and blue now. I mean, I've heard a lot of fucking things about fucking Trump's health and shit. But I don't know. Unless it's something terminal, which I wouldn't even wish on Donald Trump because that sucks. Unless it's something terminal, I think he's got access to the best medical professionals in the country and outside the country if needed. So I seen one doctor, it was a reel of a doctor examining Trump's hands and stuff. And he suggested congestive heart failure, which, I don't know. I just seen, because today was Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to everybody. But I seen him speak at Arlington Cemetery today. And he looks kind of, a little bit more orange than normal. I don't know. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff the administration has done. I also don't agree with a lot of what the Democratic Party has done. Both sides of the aisle suck. It doesn't matter what way you spin it. It really doesn't. But at least for now, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. For now. Now, there's nothing saying that the House passes it, Trump signs it, shutdown's over, funding is safe for at least a year. There's nothing saying that that's not going to stop them from shutting it down again. Because remember, that new CR gave them a deadline of January 30th to get all their shit done and decided on. If that's not done by that deadline, what do y'all think's gonna happen? I mean, for God's sakes, the administration has already took it to the Supreme Court just to fight funding food stamps to people. He's been willing to defy federal orders 3 times because he took it all the way to the Supreme Court.
looks bad. I don't agree with any of them because the middle class is the reason the world is still going. Without us, there will be no one working at places the billionaires own. Yeah, well, and the thing about it is Trump showed that he don't give a fuck about our farmers because that $40 billion that I keep talking about that he's sending to Argentina, 20 billion of that is to go to Argentine cattle ranchers, beef cattle ranchers. Let that sink in. So instead of helping our farmers at home that are losing generational farms, not being able to fucking get their crop out, not being able to get the money from their crop, he's helping other farmers in other countries. I think after this shutdown is over, maybe I won't talk about it as much because I keep getting a lot of flack for it and it's starting to get annoying. But I'm still going to pay attention to what Congress does and what Trump does, what the House does. Because just because the shutdown is ending doesn't mean that this is anywhere close to being over. Don't gotta be lonely too. What? I think what I'm gonna do, honey, is I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna keep my ear to the government and pay attention to Senate, pay attention to the House, pay attention to the president. And if he passes something or Congress passes something that's fucked up, then I'll let y'all know what the fuck's going on. Or I'll keep listening to my news station. And if something fucked up happens that day, I'll get my facts and I'll bring it to y'all. Because, like I said, if through this shutdown, as I've been watching the Senate lives and the Senate sessions and even the fucking House committee meeting tonight, it's been made clear to me that there's a lot of people, not even particularly the younger generation, that has no idea how that fucking process works. And some of y'all might care less. I don't really care. You don't have to tune in that night. But y'all need to understand how this fucking government shit works. Because young, old, middle class, it doesn't matter. Whatever goes through the government, whatever goes through Congress, will eventually affect everybody. And if you have no idea what's going on, like, MC, talk about what you want to talk about. I'm even joining today. Yeah. Let's see. Us farmers are the backstone of society, and the billionaires need to give us farmers more respect. I agree. You're really good at all this information, sis. I try to be, honey, and I try to, like, get all my like, y'all have seen my fucking notebook. I've used it for the podcast. I've used it to fucking write shit down that I didn't want to forget to tell y'all. I used it the last 2 days to fucking keep count of the vote when they voted every single time, which has been like 11 votes in the last 2 days through Congress to get it to the House. I like to, if I don't know facts about it, I won't speak on it. I get my facts straight first. And if that means fucking, and when I tell you this, I'm not lying. I have one earbud in at all times, listening, whether I'm at work, whether I'm at home, on the days that I know I have off the next day, I go to bed with an earbud in my ear listening to this shit. I make sure I do plenty of research, and even, like, because I don't know all the legal and government terms for everything, if I'm listening to a Senate session or something, and I don't know what something means, I'll fucking use the little feature that YouTube has where you can fucking do something else while listening to a video. I'll fucking flip the video up and jump on Google real quick and Google what does this mean. Just so I understand it while they're talking about it. Because even the funding bill that they just passed, the 3 bundled bills that is in that, they have their own fucking numbers. They have their own titles. So I had to know which one they were voting on. Do y'all think the billionaires need to give us farmers more respect? Yeah. I appreciate it, honey. The billionaires need to stop stomping on us. Farmers' land and monopoly and using it. That's what they do. This is why I tell you, even if you don't think that it's gonna affect you, and I've said this through the whole fucking shutdown, like with the EBT shit, even if you don't rely on EBT, the longer this went on, the more people were affected. So even if you don't necessarily think it's going to affect you right away, it will. Might take a minute, but it will. And like I said, this is not the last shutdown we're going to have. Not with Donald Trump in office. And it's not even just Trump. I think every president in the last, I want to say since Bush, has had at least one shutdown in their term. This was the longest. Senate took their sweet fucking time. Well, one side of the aisle did. It took the Democrats, some of them, 7 of them, 8 if you count the independent, the caucuses with the Democrats. It took them 40 days to realize that Republicans were not fucking budging and were not willing to talk about anything while the government was still shut down. It took them 40 days to realize, fuck, well, maybe this isn't fucking working. It took one of the head Democrats publicly stating, yes, families will suffer, but it's the only point of leverage that we have. Which, by the way, if I was a Democrat, I would be fucking ashamed to hear that come out of someone's mouth. Fully acknowledging the fact that, yeah, families are going to suffer, but we're using them as leverage, and it's the only thing we got. In the end, it didn't fucking work. Your little leverage point blew up in your fucking faces. And the Democrats that still voted no were fucking pissed at the ones that crossed the aisle. Because the ones that crossed the aisle that night grew a heart. And was like, man, I can't watch people suffer anymore. It's time. It's past time. And the Democrats got, instead of getting a year extension on these tax credits that they've been fighting so fucking hard for, that they fucking put into law, they're the ones that set the expiration dates on the fucking Obamacare credits. Which the chairman of the Senate meeting so kindly pointed out tonight, which I fucking laughed so hard. She called them motherfuckers out. What they got was John Thune promising that they would put it to a vote in the first week of December. Which, well played, Thune. He promised a vote, didn't promise it would pass. Yeah, man. Well played. I enjoy the lives that I ain't feeling good. I'll see y'all tomorrow. See you later. I was running for the government. I shut down the government with the workers of Congress and the House work their asses off. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Kansas City. The president doesn't have as much power on his own as people think he does. If you really think and believe in your core that the president is the one running the shit, you need to do your research. Because if he was the one running shit, this shutdown never would have happened. He would have nixed the whole fucking thing that the Democrats were fighting over and just, nope, we're not shutting it down. Did you see the girl on TikTok calling churches for help? Pretending. Black told me about that. The girl on TikTok that was calling churches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Black told me about that. Was that yesterday? That you told me about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday when I got home from work. Or yesterday. I didn't work yesterday. Oh! Good Lord. Yeah, there was one. Black said she called 29 churches. One of them helped her. And it was a Catholic church. Yep, 29. Yep. And that's churches. God-fearing people. You ain't gotta go to church to be religious. You ain't gotta go to church to have a relationship with God. And if they tell you you do, they just want your fucking money. They say the body's a temple. I sit here and talk to God all the fucking time. I talk to him right before bed. Talk to him periodically throughout the fucking day, especially if I'm having a bad day. Yeah, see, that's me too, honey. I cannot. My mom used to drag me to church as a teenager, and I fucking hated it. Not because I didn't believe in God, but because I didn't see a point in picking one day, like 2 hours out of a Sunday morning, to go to prove to everybody else in the building that you believe. Why? And most of the motherfuckers that go to church are the type of people that I'm gonna sin all fucking week and then repent on Sunday. Monday, I'm gonna do it all over again. There are several more now the Appalachian. What to say about this? Only one out of every 10 said yes. Yep. I was raised in church. We were always there. My mom drugged me to fucking church as a teenager, and I hated it. She said to leave the church because they weren't using the money to help those less fortunate. They were using his father's name in vain. Yep.
I don't believe in forcing your children to go to church. I believe you, as a parent, instill belief in them, instill faith, hope, but you don't force them to go where you think you need to go. I'll never force either one of my children in a church. Nope. I've taught my little one, my 4-year-old, about God. She knows that He's always up there. And He's always watching her. Yeah, most of them do. Yep. Like, see, watch this. I'll ask my 15-year-old daughter,
Yeah,
do we go to church?
no,
Do you believe in God?
yeah,
Do you feel like you're close to God?
yeah.
Every time she backstalk her dad, she feels close to God. What the fuck kind of question is that? I mean, my God.
That's the thing, too. Like, our 15-year-old, like,
Every time.
she doesn't talk back, though.
Every time I talk back to Dad, I see God a little. That's what she
I
said.
feel like I'm gonna see the light today. This fucking child. My God.
She knows. Talk back to Dad.
I can't even be mad at her, though.
And no, I didn't hit her. I was standing over there and I went like that with my hands for all you fuck cocksuckers out there like say talk shit. I don't know who's in the chat, so I don't know any better.
Yeah, you don't know who's in the chat because you ain't even fucking watching the
But I
live.
mean, my God, what kind of question is that? She knows
Thank
God.
God it's
Every
you
time
watching.
she acts up,
This is bullshit.
every time she acts up to her dad, every time she knows God just a little bit more that day.
She used to be worse when she was younger about the back talking, but like,
Oh yeah.
she don't do that. I mean, if her and her dad, because okay, we let our 15-year-old cuss within reason, right? Yeah, she can say cuss words. She is not allowed to really cuss in front of her 4-year-old sister, and she's not allowed to drop the F-bomb, especially in front of her sister, and she's not allowed to like cuss at people.
No
Like-
racist slang.
No slang, which, and how do you feel about the N-word? People saying the N-word. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, we don't do that in this house.
She's mulatto. She takes offense to that shit. But yes, we do give our daughter the freedom to speak.
She my Mowgli.
Okay? She can speak. She can express how she feels. She is not allowed to, like, cuss at us. Like, and I've explained the difference to her. Like, there's a difference between, like, move your ass. Like, I just had this conversation with her earlier. There's a difference between move your ass and you're an ass. She's not allowed to call us asses. Not that she would anyway, when they be her dad. She might say that he's an ass, but she don't talk like that to me. But she can't cuss at us. She can't cuss out of context. But yes, she's got the freedom to be like, hey, this is fucked up. The jump scared me. Your husband jump scared me.
You're
Kansas City
welcome.
said. Kids are not all bus cuss around little kids. Lion, you're an ass, Haley said.
You can kiss my ass.
Hey, where's them cupcakes at? I thought
Yeah,
you was
where's
making
my
cupcakes.
cupcakes,
I
fucking-
didn't even get my damn cake.
You better.
You got me excited for lemon bars, and then apparently they turned out rubbery. Then you got me excited
Slacker.
for cake. This was
Slacker.
2 days ago, and now you said something Black said about fucking cupcakes. And here I am, bitch, goodie-less. The
Goodie
fuck?
list. Well, you do got 2 goodies, but I'm only allowed to make
Not that kind of goodie.
You can't fit your goodies in your mouth.
Oh, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake,
You're
bud.
not like lion. I'm flexible.
Jesus. For fuck's sake. Bro
For
said,
fuck's
kiss my
sake,
ass.
bud.
Pass the cupcakes, please, honey said.
got
I
you
made the
cupcakes.
cake in cupcakes. Well, where's ours, fucking? I was promised goodies like 4 days ago. I have yet to receive said goodies. The fuck?
We're goodies.
We're goodieless over here. God. Well, shit, I've been on for over an hour.
Mhm.
Well, fuck, guys. Alright, then.
Fuck me, bud.
Fuck me, bud.
I'm ready to watch some more Dragon Ball.
I have not tomorrow off, but the next day off. So tomorrow night I might do a little bit longer of a live, just to kind of. I sent goodies, remember? I was promised goodies after that. I was promised goodies the night that you made the lemon bars, but then you said they didn't turn out. Then you said you were gonna make cake, and you didn't make the cake. You made cupcakes. Chocolate cupcakes, yum, with chocolate icing and sprinkles. Damn it, honey. Yeah, those brownies were fucking fire, I'm just saying. She sent some cookies over, butterscotch cookies, and brownies. And I can't remember, there was a layer of like a, it was some chocolate on top of it. I can't remember what the fucking name of it was. But they were fucking bomb. Haley, you better send Justin over with the damn goodies. Wait, what day is it? Yeah, he's off today.
He's
Didn't
off
mean
every
to
day. He
delete
just didn't
the
work today.
whole- That. Huh? Oh, okay. Peanut butter butterscotch cookies and fudge brownies with yes, that's what was on it. I forgot what was on it, but they were fucking fire.
Yeah.
But alright, guys. There was your day. What the fuck
Looks
day
like
am I
it's
on?
since little-
42 update. We're getting closer to the end, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow, the House is supposed to vote on it at like 4 o'clock, which would be 3 o'clock my time, which I will be watching. So, and from what I'm hearing, if they can get it passed tomorrow evening, it will be on the president's desk within hours.
From what we're hearing.
So, hopefully,
Long fucking tail.
I'll come back with updates, better updates tomorrow. So, alright, guys.
Bye, guys.
I'll see you on the next one.
Don't threaten them like that.